feel that everyone who wants to say anything, do anything, should be able to say anything or do anything within the limits of not hurting another person. Madeline Murray O'Hare. And this is the Godless Rebelution.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
That's my Dan impression. I've been working on it.
I was going to say, Doctor.
I do that all the time. I say hi all the time.
I know. He's a friendly chum. That's good.
I'm sure it gets annoying for a lot of
No.
people. I walk by and go, hi. Hi.
Oh, it's good.
I bet I drive Tracy fucking nuts every time I see her. Hi.
Maybe Tracy. But no, Tracy's great. Come on. I'm not.
Oh, everything drives her nuts.
It could be a worse greeting.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Dan's a jolly chap.
Yeah, I don't walk up to everybody and just say, fuck you.
Right.
I usually answer the phone.
That's what
to
I'm
friends.
thinking, but...
Right, yeah, most times, right.
If I'm good friends with you, I usually answer the phone. Hey, fucker.
Hey, fucker.
Yeah.
My buddy Mike, that I don't talk to nearly as much as I used to. Every time he would call, I'd answer the phone, and it was always, hey, fucker, what you doing?
Yeah.
Gotta have a little fun with some people.
Every time, that was his standard greeting.
Was he from a smaller town?
Oh, fucker. No, Utah.
Utah town?
Well,
It's kind of its own.
Well, it seems
planet.
like people from smaller towns in Utah tend to talk slower.
well, he doesn't always talk that slow. That was just the greeting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I had watched a debate last night. I was just going through different debates on YouTube, and I found with Dave Moscato before they were getting ready to do another debate or a lecture. They were having a debate out on the street with one of the people that was there, protesting and all that kind of stuff. And I felt bad for the guy because he was kind of like I believes in the God because he showed me.
One of those, it's like debating a child kind of thing.
Then at the end, the guy's like, he's like, oh, you from around here? He goes, I'm from Arkansas.
Oh,
I'm like, he seemed a little
a little slow.
Yeah, that's tough.
Shooting fish in a barrel, debating children, yeah.
Right.
And he wasn't getting the argument either, where he's going through and he's like, no, listen, dude. All these other religions say the same exact thing as your religion. What makes yours special? Well, God told me it was, and in the book it said, no, screw your book. They all say the same thing in their book. What makes yours special? Why should I believe
Why
in it?
is yours any different?
Yep.
What separates yours from the others?
Mm-hmm.
What's the proof?
Well, it's the one that I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was told it's the only one that matters.
I didn't know Forrest Gump was a Christian.
I was thinking of something more like Eeyore or something.
Eeyore. Thanks for noticing me.
That's great. I guess I'll just crawl off and die.
God's my friend.
So, have we got a topic for this evening? We just doing games?
I've got a lot of games.
Oh, we were supposed to have Atheists
Right.
Utah's communications director, Mr. Bob Henline, who is also a writer and editor for Q Salt Lake, here with us this evening. But he had a pretty unique opportunity to interview. Oh crap! And now I'm drawing a blank.
But in any case, he was double booked, and we've decided to put that off for a little while. So apologize for
He will
anyone
be
who's
on
excited
eventually.
to.
Yeah, we'll bring Bob in
Henline.
sometime in the near future.
Yep.
But yeah, he had it was if I'm not mistaken, an Army or Navy female colonel who spoke out against DADT at the end of her career. And it's because she's a lesbian and has since gone on to be a good advocate for gays in the military.
I want to say I remember reading an article about a Navy female that came out like that. That was a high-ranking officer. I don't know.
And her first name is Greta or
yeah.
And her last name is escaping me right now, but yeah, it seemed like it would be a really cool interview. And he's doing that for Q Salt Lake, so we'll wish him the best of luck with that this evening. It was a kind of a once in a lifetime kind of opportunity. She was just in town for the day, so
Kammermeyer.
yes.
Kammermeyer?
Yes.
Greta Kammermeyer.
Yes. That's the one.
That is the one.
So if you want to read that interview, probably go online and go to Q Salt Lake, and maybe there'll be a write-up on it.
Yeah, he's got a really quick turnaround. Should be posted out within the next few days, I'm sure.
Should be an interesting read.
He's a good interviewer, good writer. I look forward to reading it.
I met him for the first time at the Great Atheist Campout.
That was a lot of fun.
It was.
I had a good time. Although I had to sleep in the back of the fucking truck because I don't know what happened to my rainfly. I got everything unpacked, hiked, fucking carried all of my shit up to my own little secluded area that I had picked out, pull my fucking tent out of the bag, unroll it, go to, unfold it, go to start staking it down, and I'm thinking, oh, it was raining pretty hard. I'd better be sure to put the rainfly on. Start looking around, and no fucking rainfly. So rolled it all, folded it back up, rolled it all back up, stuffed it back in the bag, carried all my shit back down to the truck, and blew up an air mattress and slept back there with the pop-up canopy dropped over the bed of my truck.
I thought about it a few days after that camping trip, but why don't you put the pop-up canopy over your tent?
That was also something that I could have done, and so I thought about that, but then I thought that just makes it. So I figured I could have done that, but then I thought packing it into the truck would just make cleanup a lot easier anyway.
Yeah.
So I figured if I had to do the pop-up, I might as well just do it in the bed of the truck. And
I know people who build pop-ups just for the beds of trucks to camp in and have a little fold-down bed in the bed of the truck and have a cot in there or something. They're pretty...
Yeah, well, and I've seen a few
neat.
trucks where you can buy like a special tent kit for your truck that fits onto the ass end of your truck or your SUV.
I had one buddy that had that for the Aztec, the world's greatest vehicle. He can never get the thing to work.
Greatest or ugliest?
Oh, ugliest, worst vehicle. I know after Breaking Bad got over with, they auctioned off all the vehicles from the show, and that was one of them. I think it went for like $4,000.
Those things are so fucking ugly. I don't know how that became a thing. Like, how did the Aztec become something that people would actually want to buy and drive down the road and mass produce?
The only thing I liked about my buddy's Aztec was sitting in the back of it at 6'3". I had a lot of leg room, and I could literally put my hands over my head and like cross my arms without actually touching the ceiling of the car.
Oh wow!
It had a lot of room in it, but it was a crappy car. He can never get the tent to work, and he bought it right from the dealer.
Yeah,
it never fit on it, and what I want's a rooftop tent.
Rooftop tent. What's that?
It's basically a tent that goes on the roof of your car, and it folds in half. They weigh about 90 to 100 pounds. For the bottom of it, it's got memory foam inside of them. But literally, you unlatch it, and it pops open, folds open, has a ladder that comes out of it. You just crawl up into it and go to sleep.
And it goes on top of your car?
It goes on top of your car, truck, on the bed of a vehicle, or whatever you want. I've seen a lot of them, like Outback, people using them on little pulled-behind trailers. So it's like I can't put stakes down in the middle of this rocky field, or the ground's too nasty. You just pop it open, boom, there you sleep.
Oh, wow. That sounds interesting.
Maybe the listeners have noticed I haven't said anything in a while. It's not because I've been peeing. It's just
he doesn't. I don't think he likes camping.
I don't know.
Do you not enjoy camping?
I don't know how God feels about Aztecs. So I don't know how to relate that to
They were kind of wiped out.
to the show.
Yeah.
And they didn't really
Wow.
have much help when they were killing themselves.
Segment number 2 of Matt kills the momentum of the podcast. I think the first one was episode 3 or something when I brought that up.
Well, do you like camping?
Sure. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You don't hate camping?
No, I like it all right.
Would you camp in a badass hammock?
Yeah, absolutely. Dude, I've slept on the ground so many times. I'm not picky. Yeah.
That's the great thing about the hammock. You don't got to sleep on the ground.
Yeah, no, it sounds cool.
Well, I've slept just under the truck before, but
Yeah.
it had rained and the ground was still a bit damp, and I didn't know it was going to rain again, so...
Yeah, I slept underneath vehicles, but that's a totally different situation.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, that wasn't here in the United States, I'm guessing.
Right.
No, not exactly.
Right. We're not, yeah.
So...
Yeah, so...
I was going to say, since you did mention the Navy officer that's lesbian atheist activist, or lesbian activist. We talked about it upstairs for a quick second before we came down, but the whole thing about the Freedom from Religion Foundation having that lawsuit and then having, not forcing, but the Navy ended up pulling all the Bibles out of the rooms of the their ends, basically on the bases. And I've seen a lot of press for it. I'm basically negative, and Matt keeps
Fuck
dropping
that bottle
stuff.
opener.
But I find it funny that they're all saying, well, they want to get rid of your religion. They don't want you to be able, you can't do this, and they want to abolish it basically. And none of them bring up the fact that they said, hey, why don't you put them behind the counter where people can request them any religious material for any religion, not just
throw Qurans back there, Books of Mormon, the Torah.
Or L. Ron Hubbard, as you said, upstairs.
Throw some L. Ron Hubbard shit back there.
Yep.
And that makes complete sense to me.
Right.
It's not that you want to get rid of it, but it's like, hey, I don't really... I'm a little indifferent on if there's a Bible in the room, but honestly, I check. I always go, is there a Bible in this one? Hey, no! Woohoo! We're coming back!
Yeah.
But I think that would relate to more people, because in the military, like, there's service for every religion.
Yeah.
So why not have the option of having it behind the counter? Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Multi-services. There's even basically a non-denominational, just like a faith service a lot of times.
A Unitarian kind of thing.
Yeah, where it's not really based on any religion. It's, if you're Catholic or Jewish, hardcore, this might not be your thing because it's a little more relaxed and not exactly on, eating the body of Christ or reading from the Torah.
This is totally tangential, but I'm always curious about the people who are super fundamentalists like that, biblical fundamentalists, and then sign up for a job where they're going to have to expressly kill, which is clearly against the Ten Commandments. And how do they reconcile that?
They're doing it for God.
Oh, okay.
That's
like the Crusades.
Oh, okay.
Got to get rid of them damn heathens.
Is that really that's the justification for that?
God's on their side.
I think for some people, sure. Yeah, I remember I wondered that when I was a kid and asking my mom about it, and I always
I love the way Dan trivializes my thoughts.
Well, no, I don't mean to trivialize it. It's just
you're
it's
32 and you're thinking about that, and I appreciate it. But I thought about that when I was 8, and I asked my mother about it, and she's
I was younger than 8.
right. Yeah, of course you were.
But no, I just I remember looking back every now and then. Something will pop into my head, just one of the things that has happened in my life that has kind of led to me being an atheist. And there's so many different little things.
Yeah.
I had to start writing them down somewhere so that I can kind of keep track of,
right.
This happened and this happened. And, it was a huge amalgamation of a bunch of different things that happened.
Right.
It wasn't, there wasn't any one aha moment or anything like that. But yeah, little things that I remember from when I was a kid just asking, and most of it all relates to just asking simple questions. And nobody being able to give me a satisfactory answer. Nothing that really made sense to me at all.
Yeah, right.
And I remember asking my mom, why do people go to war, and how can people in a war kill other people? Like, isn't that really bad? Isn't that against the Bible? And,
right.
I mean, that's one of the commandments. Thou shalt not kill.
Yep.
But people are drafted and sent off to wars, or they volunteer and are sent off to wars, and they kill people. And a lot of the time, it's done in the name of God, and in protecting what they view. A lot of the time. Well, and she told me at the time, she's like, well, it's kind of viewed as self-defense.
Right.
And even when I was that young, I just kind of let it go. But in my mind, I was thinking, well, we're going over there.
Yeah, you're provoking it.
They're not sitting in their house.
Yeah.
And somebody comes in and they're defending themselves. They're going to another country and pointing guns at people and killing them.
Yeah.
It's just one of those little things that it was one of those that popped into my head the other day.
Yeah. And my earliest one was with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The timeline. It's never addressed by any religion on earth.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs. It's not.
Well, because
they try to.
The devil put them there.
Well, and there are some religions and some people, maybe not even some religions, perhaps not even as like a central tenet of their faith, but a lot of the apologetics surrounding whatever faith tradition they have, they'll try to justify it through certain biblical passages where they talk about behemoths or And when they say that, what they mean is dinosaurs.
Yeah. Well,
It's the same shit when they talk about the Book of Mormon and Joseph Smith specifically writing about, steel swords and horses. Well, what he meant was deer.
yeah. Or taper.
Yeah, or tapir, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all of this, post hoc rationalization for some of the stupid shit that they believe.
Yep.
Just trying to backfill and make excuses for why things don't align with what their book says is correct.
Right.
The one book that is supposed to be perfect. Really.
Yeah. Which, I never liked those kinds of answers.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say they were always unsatisfactory.
Sure. Yep.
Not just because I chose to. They don't make sense.
No, they don't. Yeah. So we got a.
What you doing there, Ryan?
I was trying to find that funny Christian dinosaur song really quick. I don't know what it's called. It's the one where he's singing to all the kids. It was basically like, in the Bible, it said there was a behemoth. Behemoth means dinosaur.
I don't know what that
I
was.
don't think I've heard that one.
Sounds
that
amazing.
movie with that Jesus Camp movie. It's in that. One of the guys. Maybe I should type that Christian dinosaur song, Jesus Camp.
From Jesus Camp. Well, somebody in the Atheists of Utah Facebook group, and I don't remember. Well, it seemed like the thread just kind of died. Somebody in the Atheists of Utah Facebook group posted a couple pictures from his kid's school, and they were basically religious posters that are published by Answers in Genesis.
Oh.
For those of you who don't know, Answers in Genesis is Ken Ham's group, the very right-wing fundamentalist Christian views, and it was a couple posters. One of them was the 5 C's. I don't remember what they all are, but it was creation, Christianity, charity, whatever. But it's all overtly religious shit in this guy's kid's school. And I posted a couple comments and said, I would love to know which school this is so that I can write them a letter, and I'm sure we could get the FFRF and American Atheists to write letters, and it kind of died. I don't know if I just didn't receive any other notifications. I should go back and check on that.
That was going around for a few weeks on that whole subject.
Was it?
But yeah, you're right. It just kind of
tapered off.
Died
There
off.
wasn't any real follow-up at all.
Well, so since Bob Henland is not here tonight, we've got another. I think this is going to be the second episode of Dan v. Ryan head to head.
Ooh, I whooped some ass last week.
Right, you did. I think in the last head to head, it wasn't quite that way.
We tied.
Oh, okay, all right.
We tied
Fair
last
enough.
time.
Yeah.
With Connie last week?
No, last
the
time.
first
Last
time.
time.
Oh, no,
last time you guys went head to head.
Yeah.
So we get another head to head round.
Before Sarah came in and kicked our asses.
Yes.
Right.
And then
I believe Connie did too.
Yeah, I think Connie ended up winning.
Yeah.
By one.
Yeah.
She beat me by
You had a strong start though.
by one. I did. I was up to 8-3.
Yeah, it was.
Oof.
I listened to that podcast the other day, and I can't remember the last question that she answered right. I remember. Was it Mecca?
Yeah, Mecca.
Mecca's for sheep.
Mecca?
Yeah, that was it.
That's right.
So
I will be moving soon,
right,
and we'll be. So we are closing on our house on September 3rd, and we'll be moving things throughout the month of September. And the 17th, I will not be able to participate in a podcast. So I think tonight we were going to try to do 2 shorter podcasts, maybe throw one in the bank, maybe put it out on the 17th, whatever. But so tonight's episode, for those at home, will seem a bit shorter than we've been running lately.
And if you like a shorter thing, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know too.
I think the response has been probably a little shorter overall. I know Ryan's been saying that since we started this thing. So
I'm trying to play Time Lord, but
no, and he's right. So, all right, we'll start with a round of Who Said It.
Yay!
Obviously, I can't play in this game. I do have a couple that I'm working on that I will be able to participate in that we could maybe throw in the end of this or the next episode. I don't know what we are on.
You have a big donut for
time, but
for noodles. You have no noodles.
Is that true?
He played one game where we did the round robin thing where we each had a name verses out of the Bible. And
Yeah,
stuff.
around the horn. I think I did pretty well on that one.
Did you win? I think
Sarah
won
beat
that
me.
one.
Sarah
Yeah.
beat me on that one. Yeah, that's true. But I came in second.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I've got it. You're right.
I feel bad that you've not been able to participate in.
No,
these
it's okay.
games.
I have fun putting these together. So, all right. Who said it? There are 3 clues, and you could go -3 on this. The quote is, "Forget Jesus. The stars died for you." We'll start with Ryan.
Always with the guy who doesn't know names.
I'm terrible with bands.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with 3. See how far we get with this.
Yeah, that's good.
I'll go 2.
2. Okay. All right. Dan
I want
throws
Dan
2
to
clues
answer
at
it so I can get a
Want
point.
to answer it?
possibly.
Okay. Dan gets 2 clues. Here's the quote again. "Forget Jesus. The stars died for you." Clue number 1. Born May 27, 1954, New York, New York.
Okay.
Clue number 2. Spouse, Catherine Kelly and Nancy Dahl.
He's got 2 wives.
Oh. This is one of the more well-known atheists.
Yep.
And
It's less than obscure, no doubt.
a few names spring to mind,
Mm-hmm.
though I don't know it for sure.
That happens to you every time we do
So
this.
I'm going to have to make a bit of a guess and say, let's see, forget Jesus, the stars died for you. I'm going to say Krauss.
Noodles for Dan. It is Lawrence Krauss. It is Lawrence Krauss.
Yes.
Negative would have been A Universe from Nothing, Physics of Star Trek, and Fear of Physics, the works that the most well-known works that Lawrence Krauss has produced.
Nice. What was the third clue?
The third clue was graduated Carleton University and MIT.
Sweet.
I don't know that one would have helped you as much as most third clues.
Yeah.
I think New York, and spouses, but
Yeah.
nice job, Dan.
Thank you. It was a good guess.
Number 1, Noodles.
I guess I'm not atheisting, right?
Atheisting, right. You guys want to do a little round of answers first?
Sure.
Then we need buzzers.
I know. I think I've been fairly pretty fair on who starts to the word first.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be good. We could include that later. Okay, we'll go through a few of these. Answers first. Number 1, this part of the Bible is also called the Decalogue.
The 10 Commandments.
2 Noodles for Dan.
Dun, dun, dun.
Number 2, these are the 2 main gods in Hinduism.
Shiva? No.
No. Fucking Ganesh and... Is it Shiva? No.
Dalai Lama?
So Ganesh and Hanuman were the 3rd and 4th.
Hanuman.
Oh.
The 1 and 2 are Shiva and Vishnu.
Vishnu.
Vishnu. Of course. How could I have forgotten Vishnu?
How could you forget Vishnu? His most important god. All right, number 3.
How many have they got?
A lot.
Millions, tens of millions.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. All right. So we got 1 noodle to none. Dan over Ryan at this point. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. This denomination is the largest U.S. Protestant group.
Baptist.
Oh,
2 for Dan.
Boom!
my aunt's a Baptist.
Kicking ass today.
You are. I'm just not on the ball.
That was a fast answer, though. Number 4, in Genesis, this land is said to have been east of Eden.
East of
Oh.
Is that the one that supposedly had other women?
No, I can't. I'm drawing a fucking blank. My brain is cramping.
Nowadays Iraq?
It's the land of Nod, where Cain was banished.
Mm.
Supposedly had other inhabitants somehow.
I actually read like most of Genesis over again like 2 months ago.
How did it have other inhabitants?
Yeah.
That's that's where I look at it. I'm like, wait,
Wait a minute.
you're the only sons.
This
Where
is
did
one
these
of the
people come
This is
from?
one of the biblical contradictions.
Right. All right, number 5. We got, what do we got, 2-0?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Islam allows men multiple wives, not exceeding this number.
12.
No, it's
58.
way high.
No, 72.
No.
They get 72 virgins. That's
No,
got to be at least
it's-
72.
It's 100 and something. I don't know the exact number. It's a lot.
That's way too many to please.
It's 4.
4?
Four?
Really? What?
Are allowed multiple wives, not exceeding 4.
All right, I was fucking way off.
I know people.
Perhaps
over there.
I was just thinking of previous Muslim rulers who had many more
Right.
than
Yeah,
four.
that's-
well, and perhaps
And Jewish rulers,
and
too.
perhaps the distinction is that they would have 4 wives and however many concubines. So
Right, that's not included, yeah. All right, well, we're blowing through these. Number 6. What do we got? 2-0, Dan, still?
still, yep.
Yeah, we can go with that.
Okay, we got a couple of lightning round questions coming up here.
Okay,
I haven't been very lightning-like tonight.
No, but here we go.
go Grease Lightning.
Jesus was of this religion.
He was
Jewish.
Jewish, yeah. Oh,
Of this religion. Looking
He
for
was-
the correct tense of this.
He was a Jew.
Jewy.
He was Jewy.
He was
Jewed.
Technically, I should have been expecting answers in all of these responses, but I'm just saying.
what?
Pagan.
What
What was the religion of Jesus?
Christianity.
he Jewish?
That's what I was. Jesus was a
Judaism.
Jew.
Judaism.
Uh,
There we go.
I'm like, what? How
thought that
many
one-
more?
I thought that one was so easy that it
I'm
would
like,
be.
Jesus
but-
was a Jew.
Okay. Yeah.
What is Judaism?
But to be fair, though, I think Dan did say Jewish, even though you guys both said it fast. I think he did start to say that first, so the fact that he got that wasn't like taking away from
No.
Ryan.
Yay!
But
3 noodles.
three noodles to donut
Boom.
noodles.
I'm
That's okay.
phenomenal tonight.
Me and Ryan have donuts together.
Whew. Donuts taste good.
I
too.
like donuts.
Okay. Ryan should get this one.
Oh shit! Pressure.
These are the 2 major divisions in Islam.
Sunni and Shia.
Noodles for Dan.
What?
I know Ryan knows that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's not Shia. It's Shiite.
Yeah, well, it's both.
Well, Judaism. Come on.
Okay, well, I think in Islam it actually is.
Would you
Shia.
like half a noodle?
I'll give you the full.
We'll get 2.5 to 0.5 noodles.
Aw.
I'm at 4 now.
All right, we'll wrap this up with this one. This religion, founded by George Fox in England, 1652, its followers were warned to tremble at the word of the Lord.
I don't know.
It wasn't Mormon because that's too long ago.
Is it Pentecostal?
It is not Pentecostal.
Quakers.
It is the Quakers.
Oh, trembling. Nice.
It is the Quakers. Nice job,
Good
Ryan.
one.
All right. Should we wrap that round of answers first?
Yeah.
I've got plenty more.
They're not named for the oatmeal.
That is
No.
correct. They are not.
Oatmeal's named after them.
Yes.
Right. Yep, that's right.
I got a small little rant about the whole Shiite Sunni thing.
Yeah, do
It
it.
goes along with it. But so I signed on to some Christian newsletter organization, getting all their bullshit news articles about what they want to see happening going on with the Christian world.
Is this the ACLJ?
It's Christian, like that's something. It's a Christian newsletter. But they had one on there where they're trying to pass. This was from a few weeks ago. Get legislation passed to protect the Christians in Iraq from being killed.
Legislation to do this?
It's a Christian Coalition of America.
Ah, the CCA.
But yeah, they're trying to pressure the government to protect the Christians in Iraq. I'm like, okay, yes, there are Christians in Iraq.
Not U.S. citizens.
Not U.S. citizens, people of the Christian denomination in Iraq.
So they want this to be a strictly religious
protection of Christians.
And they want the government to do this.
To step in and protect the Christians over there.
Oh,
my.
My.
You got the Yazidis?
Yes.
I'm pronouncing it right?
Yes.
Where I did some looking up on it, and there's over 500,000 of them in Iraq.
Yes.
There are ones right now that are their kids being slaughtered and killed in the mountainsides.
They were driven up into the mountains.
Yep,
the
seeing
U.S.
that
was
mountain
dropping
tribe,
supplies.
To them.
Yeah.
I think they're the ones that need help besides... I mean, not that the Christians there don't need help. Yes, the Christians are being killed, but so are the Yazidis, so are the Shiites, so are the Sunni. They're all being killed.
But you can't...
But when they want to go in and have just one certain group to be saved...
You can't show governmental preference for one particular fucking religion. That's... Fuck!
It's stupid.
Yeah.
Fucking jackass motherfuckers, man. Stupid shit like that really makes me mad. Where they take their privilege to a whole other level and fuck.
Where, I mean, fuck. You see it on the news like, oh, Christians are being slaughtered. Christians are being slaughtered. I'm like, no, everyone is being slaughtered, no matter what their religious preference. If you are not extremist Muslim, if you are not following the caliphate, they are killing you.
And what makes them so fucking special?
Yeah.
Why can't it be that we should just protect fucking people from these religious fuckheads who are out there beheading journalists?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Which that's I think it's all three of our standpoint. Protect everyone.
Yeah.
Don't go in there and say, well, we want the Christians protected. They're killing Christians. I'm like, yeah, they're killing Christians. They're killing Jews. They're killing Shiites. They're killing Sunnis. They're killing the Yazidis.
I think it's
they're
Shia.
Killing.
And how is that?
Just kidding.
How is that not to be viewed as a
atrocity?
As at least a tacit way of almost forcing people to be Christian. Then you go into a war-torn country and say, "Oh, you're not Christian? Well, fuck you.
We're not here to protect you.
Yeah, we're not here to protect you. Fuck off. Go away. You go stand in front of the Christians. You're a much better target and they're more easily expendable. Fuck that.
Yeah,
that's fucking bullshit.
That's why when I hate
that's that Christian love for you.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, we want ours saved. Except you'll see, of course,
Christian love reserved for Christians.
It's the same Christian love that we saw during the Crusades and during the Middle Ages and during the Salem witch hunts, and we still see today in the Middle East. Yeah, it's that same passion, compassion, love, all that stuff that Jesus talked about that they want to emulate so much.
All those humanitarian qualities.
Yep.
Reserved specifically for Christians.
Right. Even though he was a fucking Jew.
Do they have to be any particular kind of Christian? Can they be Mormons? Would they be Mormons? The Mormons?
No, they don't. I don't think the Christian Coalition likes Mormons.
Yeah, well, okay.
But I mean, you see it,
and not Catholics either. It's just Protestants.
Yeah. Screw the Baptists.
So just evangelicals?
Yes. Only the one. If you can't speak in tongues, you do not get saved.
So just Pentecostals.
Oh shit. We got to go through the thousands of Christian denominations now.
I think that. Last I checked, there was 41,000.
Yeah, when you consider all of the individual little churches and sects, yeah.
And what I find funny is most of the different denominations of Christianity come because, well, we don't quite believe the line you're taking on the Bible, so we're going to kind of go a little bit this way and take it. We want to go this direction with the Bible.
Yeah. God's perfect word is so perfect that
thousands of people interpret in 1,000 different ways.
The people who basically practice the same faith fucking go to war with each other over certain specific tenets of the faith or certain interpretations of the and readings of the Bible. Fucking go to England and Ireland and see how fucking well that has gone in the 19th century and early 20th century.
Or if you're a king and you want to get a divorce, you just write your own Bible.
And up until today, I mean, they still have little flare-ups over there every now and then.
This is where I think Sam Harris really dominates the media spectrum here, because when he talks about Islam, about that people want to say that the fundamentalists are the issue in Islam, and Sam says, it's not fundamentalists of Islam. The problem with Islam is
Islam.
is the fundamentals of Islam.
Yeah.
You know, the religion teaches this kind of violence, and he says so. Where, you know, if occupation by a foreign nation was enough to so derange a society as to cause them to lead them to this kind of violence, then where are the Tibetan Buddhist suicide bombers?
Yeah. I honestly think
after dealing with the same kind of occupation, every bit as brutal by the Chinese that the Middle Eastern countries have suffered, where are the Tibetan Buddhists calling for throngs of Buddhists in the streets, bombing bus fulls of children?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
the worst thing a Buddhist...
The problem with Islam is the fundamentals of Islam.
Worst thing a Buddhist will do is burn himself.
Right. Well... Right, but I mean, but that I think is where Sam Harris is really, you know, I don't agree with him on everything, but I think that when he's talking about Islam and you really want to dissect it with a scalpel, Sam Harris is really an expert.
Kind of nailed it.
Yeah, he's an expert at that.
But at the same time, if all Christians took the Christian Bible literally word for word and acted on everything in it, they would be the same way.
Well, they were the same way for 1,000 years.
Yeah, people seem to forget that that's how Christians were for you know, decades, millennia.
The religion that the Christians rail against in the Middle East is the exact religion they're subscribing to 1,000 years ago. Not even that long ago, 800 years ago.
And that's what...
Or 400 years ago, if you want to go to the Salem witch trials.
That's what the Islamic State is doing. Islamic State is basically going, hey, according to the Quran, this is illegal beheading. That's right. Punishment. But that's what it says right here in our Quran. You get beheaded.
Yeah, the Middle East today is Christianity in Europe in the Middle Ages.
They're taking
That's exactly
their book,
what we're looking at.
They're taking
That's
their
exactly what we're looking at.
And they're living their book word for word.
Yep, that's exactly what we're looking at. So all the Christians that want to pretend like they're so much better, the Muslims you rail against are exactly who you were not that fucking long ago.
Well, and it pisses me off, and I take issue with people using the term extremists. They're not extremists, they're fundamentalists.
Yep.
They are practicing the faith as it is supposed to be practiced.
I got to add a caveat there, because fundamentalist and extremist have become synonymous, but they're not. And I know what you're saying. What you're saying is a fundamentalist uses the words they're taught and lives by that exactly. But most people hear fundamentalist and they think extremist.
Yeah, and
terrorist.
It's not the same.
Yeah, no. But what you mean is they're abiding by the book.
Yeah.
And
which is exactly right.
They're living by the fundamentals of the book.
Right. But it does have to be spelled out, because a lot of people, it's been so conflated that.
And I'm a big fan of Vice News. I don't know if anybody else watches Vice News.
I fucking love Vice News. I love that shit.
I like watching their series they put on. They had a 5-part series on the Islamic State. Each episode's like 15 minutes long. So it's about an hour long if you watch all 5 together. But in one of the episodes of it, they're actually over there with ISIS in that town. I can't remember the name of it right now. Their headquarters. But they were going through their judicial system where their courts were at. And in the courts, it actually had a Christian side of it. And the guy was talking, who the Muslim guy was saying, goes, if you are Muslim, you go to this side of the court, which we judge you 100% off the Quran. Whatever the Quran says is your punishment, that's the punishment you get.
Right.
If you are a Christian, you come over here, and the guy's like, Christian? You mean there are Christians here? Go, yeah, we just tax them. There's a tax against the Christians.
It's Sharia.
If they refuse to pay the tax, we get rid of them.
Yeah, Sharia.
Yeah. So the thing is, I guess basically saying, it's not that they're killing Christians to kill them. They just ain't paying up. Like the mafia.
That's exactly it.
Nice religion you got there.
That's what the Quran allows you to live, as long as you pay the tax. It says in the Bible.
To live as a second-class citizen.
In that society, you must pay a tax. That's
Sharia.
in their Quran.
That's Sharia.
Yeah.
Yep. That's Sharia.
One of their laws.
Yep.
So they're just, it's fucked up laws.
Yeah. Just the whole religious law bullshit. Sharia, Christian, anytime they try to force other people to live according to their personal religious beliefs, it's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
I I say it all the time. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast, but, I don't have a fucking problem with anybody wanting to practice whatever religious beliefs they have in the privacy of their own home, as long as they're not harming anybody else. I have a huge fucking problem when they try to force other people to live by those beliefs.
Yep.
Fuck that. You can't force other people to follow the same religion you have.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
And the other problem with a lot of those states over there is they've never had freedom of religion. A lot of them have been religious states. So they don't know the concept of that person's allowed to practice whatever religion they want, like here in the U.S.
Yeah, the problem is we do have that.
Yes.
And that very thing is being threatened right now by the Christian right, who wants to make a theocracy that thinks it's going to end up different than the Middle East, and it's fucking not.
Yeah.
And so the atheists that are pushing back against this religious right movement to make this a theocracy are actually protecting the rights of the very people who are trying to make the theocracy by allowing people to have freedom to worship as they please. And they don't see that. Yeah. And that's what's infuriating.
Well, and you hear Christians argue all the time and say, well, I have the freedom of religion. I can do what I want. No, you have the freedom to practice your religion.
Yes,
and
you have the
that
freedom to
ends,
practice it.
That ends when it intrudes on my personal
Yeah, your rights stop
liberties.
where mine begin.
Right.
I had posted a comment, and I think I remember how basically the comment went, but someone had posted that picture of that little child with the chalkboard and with the word superimposed on it, where it basically says, why won't you let me pray in my school? If you don't believe in God, why should you care? And I wrote in there, I'm like, we don't care if you pray in school.
Yeah.
What we do care, it goes, if you want to treat LGBT community as second-class citizens, we care. If you want to shove your religion into all of our lives, we care. And I kind of went on a whole list of this saying we care. If you do these things.
We care if the teachers are going to organize a very sectarian prayer that excludes some of their own students. Yes,
but
we care about that.
If you want to
pray, fine.
I could care less. Pray on your own, in your own time. That's why, like in the whole school thing with that kid during free reading time, it's like they said, no, you're supposed to be doing this, something else. And the kid said, no, I'm going to read my Bible. It's like, no, that's not what you were told to do. And they're like, well, you said I couldn't read my Bible.
Yeah.
Well, you were told that this isn't the time to be reading your Bible. That's for free reading time.
It's not a fucking Bible class.
This is time to be doing homework and other stuff.
Right.
Put your Bible away.
Right.
Like, well, that infringes on my freedom of religion.
Nope.
No. Sorry, kid. That's not how it works.
No, it absolutely does not. And it's, freedom of religion necessitates freedom from religion.
Yep, it does.
You can't have freedom to practice your own religion if other people are going to say, no, you can't do that. You have to practice mine.
Yep.
You have to have the choice to be free of all religion in order to be able to practice yours freely.
Yep.
Like people that boycott mosques, or they're even boycotting a Sikh temple. Like, we don't want that, and it's not Christian. Like, no, don't you get it? They have the freedom to they own the land, they own the property. Guess what? They can put a Sikh temple up on that property if they want.
And who fucking cares?
Because they look like they are Muslim.
A Sikh, yeah.
But so what?
That's why they care.
Yeah.
Dude,
because they don't, that's why that guy went and shot up that Sikh temple.
Ignorant shits, that's why.
They have beards like Dan, and they wear a totally different
Honestly, Dan, if you got a tan, you actually...
No, his hair color is... but if...
You could be ginger chic.
Yeah, but Sikhs have a totally different turban.
They are.
Yeah.
But it's not even this. But anyway, it's still stupid.
They're mistaken all the time as being
that's
Muslim.
Dumb.
Yeah.
They look more like hipsters than Muslims to me. They got the upturned mustache and the big beard, and you just want to be like, oh, I know your name's fucking Kyle.
Well, and they don't cut
Kyle.
their hair. I mean, they take their beard and put it up in the rest of their hair and wrap their turban on it.
Yeah,
because it's that them is a sin to cut their hair to get rid of any part of their body.
Yeah. Yep.
But they should be free to build whatever they want.
Yeah, of course.
People protest it, or
especially if they own it.
What was the cemetery? There was recently within the past month. There's a Christian group protesting a cemetery that was a Muslim cemetery, saying no, they can't bury their dead here.
What?
Because it was like it was too close to their cemetery, or it was next to their property. Like, no, this is their temple. This is behind their temple, where they want to have their cemetery for their dead.
We might catch some of them Muhammad cooties.
Yeah.
Our dead people might be catching some of them Muhammad cooties. That'd be real bad.
But it's anything like I find all that the arguments are ignorant.
Then they'd be forced to have 36 virgins
Oh shit! That was some quick math.
Yeah. I had to think in my head like, oh.
Not really. I was thinking about it before I said
Did
it.
you?
Yeah, well, still says the IRS agent.
I'm not an IRS agent.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Well,
a DBA.
well, whatever. You're talking to a firefighter and a legal assistant.
Yeah. And you talk about writing computer code, and I'm like, does it look for porn?
I love writing code. It's cool. So I'm not very artistic. You know, I can't fucking draw. I'm colorblind, so I can't.
Oh yeah, that would make it hard.
that whole thing.
You're like really colorblind.
well, you know, even like freehand, like I can't just sketch anything. I am artistically challenged. But so coding is kind of my artistic release.
Yeah.
It's, you know, if you were to ever look at my computer code, it's beautiful.
I could get behind that. I like that analogy.
It's beautiful. It's perfectly formatted. It's well documented. It's a masterpiece.
It's art in its own way.
Yes. Art that nobody will ever see besides other coders, and then they go, wow, dude, did you code this? That's pretty cool.
And I would look at it and go, I see zeros and ones. No.
And everybody else just sees the finished product that shows up on their computer screen
Yep.
and has no idea what goes on in the background.
No.
But if something glitches, they all
not
yell
at
at
all.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have no fucking idea what goes on behind that stuff.
Yeah.
No fucking idea.
It's fun. I like it. It's kind of an artistic release for me, and then it's also problem solving,
Yeah, sure.
puzzle kind of thing.
I could definitely see where that would be pretty fun. I'm just
And the thing that I like about coding is that you can walk into a room with 100 different programmers, even if they all write the same computer language and speak the same computer language,
They have different styles.
you can walk in and say, here's the problem, here's what we want the solution to look like, and you'll get 100 different answers that all function fucking exactly as you want, but they're all different.
right.
I just think that shit's cool.
So there is an artistic angle to that. Then, I mean, that's the same thing you'd get with graphic designers.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, you come out with like a paragraph character description or something like that, and say this is the character we want. You know, describing how they are, and then this is kind of the finished result. These are the characteristics we're looking for, and you'd get 100 different ways of how to achieve that.
Yeah.
You know, and 100 different looks. Yeah, so there is an artistic element for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's my artistic release and problem solving thing.
and I can't code, but I can draw.
And I always come up with my best code or an answer to a problem I've been struggling with for days or weeks, generally when I'm in the shower.
Yeah.
Standing in the shower thinking, thank you, Jane's Addiction.
I hear that a lot, yeah. I hear that a lot from comics, too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think that's a common thing. I don't know if it's just like
It's when I do my best thinking. I don't know what it is. It's just you're by yourself, standing in a nice warm shower, thinking about different things.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it'll hit you. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. When I get to work, that's what I'm going to do.
I've had times where I've had like really profound thoughts while in the shower, but you can't really have a pen and paper in there with you to write it down. So I always forget them.
So you forget it?
That's why I set my phone to whenever I say, and I don't want to say it because it'll be, my phone is now like my dog. Like there are certain keywords that I can't say on my phone anymore.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe because it's off, I can say it. So I set my phone that whenever it's on, basically, if I say, okay, Google, it will pull up the screen and just do whatever I say to do. So set reminders for me. It's really fucking cool, the new Google Now shit. Like, I was at Costco today and had forgotten that I had set a reminder for myself that said, you know, next time I'm at Costco, remind me to get whatever the fuck it was when I was at the store today. And I'm wandering through Costco looking at the list that Tracy sent me on my text messaging, and I look at the little notification bar and I see something up there and it's like, oh, that's right. I told myself that I needed to buy this next time I was in here. I will go and do that now.
Nice.
It's kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
I like
helpful for
technology.
And I still got the iPhone, which in the commercial gets his ass raped by Google phone.
And the new Windows, what the fuck is... It's the Cortana, the character
Okay.
from Halo.
So, do you think if I asked Siri how many churches there are around here, how many do you think she would say?
Around where?
Like
around my...
Oh.
Like around my house, or...
Let me think. Okay, I found this on the web.
No, Siri, I don't want that right now. Sorry.
Let me think. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm just going to display
Siri
something.
was
from
listening
web
to that
search.
whole conversation right there. She's like, okay,
But so Siri and Cortana do cool shit that the Google stuff doesn't do. Like you can't have a cutesy conversation with the Google stuff, which makes me sad sometimes.
yeah. Like if I go, Siri, how many churches are in this neighborhood?
I found 6 churches. 4 of them are fairly close to you.
The furthest one is 1 mile away.
6 churches within a
Within
mile
1
of my
mile.
house. Nice.
Yeah.
And there's probably more than that.
Yeah, that aren't listed in Yelp. But yeah,
You guys ready to play another round?
Yeah, let's do it.
we gotta figure out who wins this. I think I'm getting my ass beat this week, anyways.
What are we, 4-1?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Are we going to do answers first, or who
No,
said
we'll
it?
put that one aside for a
All
second. We'll do another. We'll do another answers first here.
Okay.
All right. We'll start with Dan.
Okay.
The quote is.
Oh, quote. Yeah, never mind.
Who said it? Not answers first, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. What I dislike the most is stupidity, especially in its nastiest forms of racism and superstitions. 2 clues.
What the fuck?
Could go -5 on this one.
Ooh, he'd be writing.
Tell me the quote again.
What I dislike the most is stupidity, especially in its nastiest forms of racism and superstitions. 2 clues.
He must be like really old because we couldn't find info on him for 3 clues.
Oh, no, I could.
Oh, okay.
I didn't think you'd need it.
Wow.
So you're asking? I'll say 2.
2 clues. Good opening bit.
Now I'm throwing back here because if I go 1 clue, I'm just getting a birth date. Most likely, if trends stay the same. Dan, go ahead and answer
I
it.
feel like only 2 clues is handicapped Ryan a bit when you ask me and I say 2 clues. Would you like to answer it in 2 clues?
I don't even know if I could answer it in 2 clues.
Oh, I'm giving you the option.
I'll let you answer it in 2
All right.
clues.
Okay.
Okay.
Very gentlemanly
Well,
of you, Dan.
I try to be
Because
nice.
he knows I'll get it wrong and he'll get the point anyways.
Here's the quote again. What I dislike the most is stupidity, especially in its nastiest
I'm
forms
just worried that I'll get it wrong.
of racism and superstitions. Clue number 1. Born April 13, 1949, Portsmouth, UK.
1949?
Clue number 2. Spouse. Carol Blue.
That's no help.
No.
Really?
Blue eyes?
Carol Blue?
That's no help to you?
No.
Hell, I don't even know the
All
name
right.
my friend's spouse's names.
Okay.
I can't think of the name of.
You know
the
there's
guy.
people listening yelling at you right now.
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't think of the name of the guy who I think it is. No, 49. Never mind. That's not. And spouse is Carol Blue. I've never heard that name before. Who is Carol Blue?
His spouse.
Is there a possibility he had multiple spouses?
He had 2.
2 spouses.
This is his second.
Is she young?
Well, he was born April 13, 1949.
Yes. Well, I mean, significantly younger spouse.
The only one I can think of is Dawkins, but I doubt that's it.
It is not Dawkins. So Noodle goes to Ryan.
Yay!
It's Christopher Hitchens.
Oh. Okay, now Carol Blue. Well,
What I
no, that's
dislike
not-
the most.
No.
What I dislike the most is stupidity, especially in its nastiest forms of racism and superstitions.
That sounds
No.
very Hitchin-esque.
It's
Yeah.
it's pretty Hitchens. I didn't want. I mean, it was so hard to find one that was not so obvious because
Yeah.
he's so quotable.
But he's got so many quotes,
Yeah.
too.
He does. Yeah, he does. That's why it was at least a -4 on him
Carol Blue.
because he's got so many works. Okay. Well, Ryan gets the noodle.
Now I feel like a dumbass.
Yay, I got one.
4-2.
Do I got? Okay, I'll go with, yeah.
I think you got one, didn't you?
Yeah, you got one.
Okay.
Yeah, you challenged him and he.
So the only way I get
Dawkins.
points tonight is by challenging and having him get him wrong.
Well, We could do a couple more answers first, and then wrap this up.
Okay.
All right, let's. We'll start with Ryan here. Oh no, it's
Answers
anyone.
first.
Yeah, it's answers first. So
Yeah.
I forget that every time. Okay, this book of the Bible describes the Israelites' deliverance from slavery in Egypt.
Exodus.
It
Yeah.
is Exodus,
They exited.
right? because they exited. Yeah. All right, so
Like I always
score
like.
now?
Go.
5-2.
Yes.
Yeah. You're always like halfway through saying something. I'm like, fuck, I know that.
That's what it was.
All right, we'll do a couple more here. This is the first book of the New Testament.
I don't know.
Chapter 1.
Of
First
no.
book of
which
the,
book?
First book of the New Testament.
Proverbs? No. I don't know.
It's followed by Mark, Luke, and John.
Matthew.
There's Matthew, but I won't give you a noodle for that.
I was going to say, I always fall back on Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John,
Yeah,
but I don't know exactly.
I don't
which
know. I
order
don't
they
know if
come
I would
in.
have gotten that one going in blind either, but
Yeah,
I can't give you a noodle for it because I
yeah,
gave you the three other gospels.
yeah.
So we're still at 5-2.
I was going to say Matthew, but I didn't. So.
Yeah. Okay. Practices such as yoga stem from this religion.
I always call it New Age.
Well,
No,
New Age uses them, but they stem from this.
Yeah, that's why I always
religion.
refer to like a yoga. It's a New Age thing.
Sure.
Is it Hinduism?
It is Hinduism. It is. Yep.
Okay,
So what do we got? 6-2.
6-2.
All right. Ryan's
I'm done.
about to make a big comeback in the next episode here, so stay
He
tuned.
hopes so.
Stay tuned in. All right, everybody.
I guess I'm loser Duffy this week.
Oh,
I'm Winner Dan. Winner, chicken dinner.
and I'm Matt Hardwick.
Ooh.
Noodles.
Hardwick. That's a funny name.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.